After episode 7 of Outlander, Blood of My Blood dropped all that action and drama on us. You better believe episode 8 is coming to crank it up even higher. The biggest question on everyone's mind is, can Brian get to Ellen before she faces that so-called virtue test? And what about Julia, who just found that letter from Henry? Is she about to find the man himself? The episode is titled A Virtuous Woman, and the official summary tells us that at the demand of the Grants, Ellen has to undergo a trial to prove her worthiness to marry into their clan. As we saw in the promo, Ellen is in some serious trouble now that her bond with Brian has been. But this isn't just about Ellen's supposed lack of faithfulness. The Mackenzies and the Grants are already on thin ice, and this accusation could shatter their fragile peace. This is why Dougal and Colin will be desperate to prove to the Grants that their sister remains pure. So, even though we know Ellen survives this ordeal, the path to her safety is going to be a rough one. There's a dark possibility that Colin and Dougal might feel so cornered and shamed they'd be willing to sacrifice their sister. But Ellen is going to be saved, and it's all thanks to Brian. In the promo for the new episode, we see Brian finding out about the test Ellen must face. He's immediately set on saving her, even as his own mother pleads with him not to go. Brian is brave, no doubt, and he'd be willing to take on both the Grant and Mackenzie clans alone. But to keep Ellen safe, he knows he has to be smart and move in secret to get her away. And that's exactly why, as the trailer shows, he's bringing Julia with him, which signals a clever plan is in the works. So how can Julia possibly help Brian? Well, at the end of episode 7, Julia discovered Henry's letter, and she saw the last name on it, Grant. When Brian tells Julia that Ellen is supposed to marry Malcolm Grant, that name is going to click for Julia, and she'll tell him there might be a connection to Henry and Marie. With that piece of the puzzle, Brian and Julia will hatch a plan not just to save Ellen, but to reunite Julia and Henry, using Henry's help to do it. If that's truly Henry's hand we see touching Julia's face in the trailer, it means she's already found him. The first thing Julia would tell Henry is how Brian has protected her and was there for the birth of their child. Hearing that, Henry won't let that debt go unpaid. He'll find a way to help Ellen pass the test for the time being, and then later, help Brian spirit her away for good. But what do you all think? Which plan is going to secure Ellen's freedom? Will her brothers step up, or will her one true love, Brian, be her champion? Drop your own thoughts and theories. As much as these plans sound like they could work, there's still a terrifying scenario to consider. What if Henry, as hinted in the promo, can no longer fight the darkness in his own mind and flees the Grants before Julia can reach him? I think Henry, having arrived at Castle Leoch with the Grants, will see his chance to escape while everyone is distracted by Ellen's public test. And if he doesn't cross paths with Brian and Julia on his way out, we might not see him again for a very long time. But I have a feeling the timing is finally right for the reunion. I really hope we get to see Julia, Henry, Brian, and Ellen all fighting for each other and finding their freedom together. All right, your turn. What are your theories for